Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow filled with bright flowers and buzzing bees, lived an industrious little ant named Annie and a carefree grasshopper named Greg. While Annie was busy scurrying around, gathering food and storing it away for the chilly winter months, Greg was lounging on a leaf, strumming his tiny violin and chirping merry tunes. "Why do you work so hard, Annie?" he chirped one sunny day, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "There's so much fun to be had. Come dance and sing with me in the warmth of the sun." Annie paused for a moment, wiping her brow, and replied, "I'll be happy to join you later, Greg. But right now, I need to gather food. Winter is coming, and I want to be prepared." Greg just laughed and continued to play his music, believing there was plenty of time to think about winter later. Day after day, while Annie toiled away, Greg took his time to sing, dance, and enjoy every sunny moment, convincing himself that life was too short to worry about the future. As the days turned into weeks, the warm summer sun gradually began to fade, and Annie's little storehouse was filled to the brim with tasty grains and seeds. She hummed to herself, feeling proud of all her hard work, while Greg continued to frolic in the grass, enjoying his days without a care in the world. One fine afternoon, as the leaves began to turn fiery shades of red and gold, Greg noticed that the air was growing chillier, and the flowers were starting to disappear. He suddenly felt a pang of worry. "Oh no," he thought, scratching his head. "I haven't collected any food. What will I do when winter arrives?" The realization hit him like a snowflake landing on his nose, and he quickly hopped over to Annie's ant hill. "Annie, Annie," he called out, hopping nervously. "Can I come in and share some of your food? I didn't gather any, and I'm not ready for winter. Please help me." Annie looked at the grasshopper, her eyebrows raised in surprise. "Greg, I warned you to prepare while the sun was shining. I can't share my food, I worked hard to gather it, and winter is only days away." Greg shivered at the thought of those frosty winds blowing through the meadow, his little heart sinking deeper. "But I'll freeze, Annie. I'll be so cold and hungry," he pleaded, his voice shaky. Annie sighed, feeling torn inside. The ant in her wanted to stick to her plans, while the friend in her felt a tug of compassion. "Okay, Greg," she finally said, her voice softening. "You can come in for a little while. But you have to promise to help me gather food next summer. It's important to be prepared." Greg jumped up and down with happiness, grateful for Annie's kind heart. "I promise. I'll learn from my mistakes," he chirped excitedly, bounding into the cozy underground home. As the winter snowflakes began to blanket the meadow, the chilly winds howled outside, while inside Annie's little home, it was warm and filled with stored food. Greg snuggled up with Annie, feeling grateful for her kindness. He noticed how organized everything was, with tiny jars filled with delicious seeds arranged neatly on the shelves. Although he missed his carefree days under the sun, he realized that working hard could also bring comfort and warmth during the cold season. Together, they shared stories, laughed about Greg's summer antics, and listened to the soft whispers of the wind outside. As the days of winter rolled on, Greg helped Annie with various tasks around the ant hill. He learned the value of hard work, organization, and looking ahead rather than living only for the moment. They even came up with fun new songs about preparing for winter and shared plenty of little dance breaks during their chores. When spring finally arrived and the sun began to shine again, Greg was determined to change his ways. "Annie," he chirped with excitement, "this summer, I want to work hard like you. No more lazy days." Annie smiled wide as they stepped outside, the sweet smell of flowers filling the air once more. Together, they gathered food and enjoyed the warmth, knowing that they could have fun while also looking ahead. With Greg now by her side, the ants and grasshoppers of the meadow learned not only the joys of hard work but the magic of friendship too. And as they mulled through the sunny days, both the ant and the grasshopper understood that life could be a beautiful dance between having fun and being prepared, creating a tune that played happily ever after.